Hey, Kevin. Hey, Haley. It's Pete at Leaky Paywall. I decided to take a look at your website, openingbottle.com, and I have thoughts for you to improve your subscriptions. I think you actually do have quite a lot of opportunity here, and I noted 6 major areas, which don't let that overwhelm you. Some are pretty simple. But let's start with the good stuff. I love the design of this site. It's very clean. I feel like the content categories when you get into the menu is really nicely laid out. It looks like there's just a ton of content here. The wine intel, the same. I found a really cool like Google overlay map with wineries, I think, on here, which I couldn't find again, but was really nice. And of course, the sort of on the flip side of that, I feel like that content is hidden. It was hard for me to find it. So let's jump into the improvements. But let's start with the homepage. Right now you have this very large hero image, and it doesn't it doesn't say that you have content specifically. It really talks about services. Yes, there's a get access, but you're showing off some features here. And what I recommend is let's tighten this up so the reader can get to the content right away below. So they can just run into this great stuff here. And also this area really needs to show off all the great content that you have hidden here in your navigation. So if I don't hit your navigation, which most people don't do, they're just going to explore. They're going to probably skip this. There's a lot of text here, and they're going to probably start going down here. And this looks to me like you have some articles. It doesn't look to me like you have a real database of Italian wine knowledge. So what I would do is I would tighten this title into a nice, catchy benefits header. And I ran your website through our Copy Lab here, which is an AI tool that you can use. And it's leakypaywall.com/copylab. You can go in and try some different things. I'm going to send this to you via email, but stop guessing about Italian wines. Make every bottle selection a confident, impressive choice. Something like that would go great here as the header. And then the supporting text, this should really show off your deeper content. So it'd be very easy for me to get to, and I don't know your content, so you'll have to figure this out, but vineyard stories or first taste guides or whatever you think is your sort of highest engaging content. And then work those links into this text here. So if I read this text, I have a bunch of links, including the book. You have the Italian get guide here, Italian wine book in here so that you can, readers can just land here, look at this text. Wow, a book, that's cool. Or, oh yeah, I want to look at the wineries or whatever. Okay. And then as far as the buttons, get access is pretty good. Explore services, that's fine. I know you guys are doing travel planning and things like that, but making this more benefit oriented and then really unearthing all the content gold that you guys have, the categories. Okay. So that's the home page. The rest of this is really nicely laid out. It's super clean. I'm sure on mobile this looks great. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the brand. So I would lean into Italian wine. It's a niche that you can win in. And I say that because I went to a search engine ranking checker. This is like a vanilla checker, which shows you exactly how you would rank to any random person searching. So if I search for Italian wine reviews here, and I found you, you're right here. You're the third search here, top 12 wines of 2024. This is good for SEO, and AI is picking up what is landing well in SEO. If you have content that is truly helpful, AI will pick it up. So first thing I would do is I would go in and I would update this article because this is an important article for you guys. Do a refresh, leave the URL, don't touch the URL. That's fine. Just refresh it to be 2026 or something like that. Give it a refresh. make sure you actually modify some of the content on there, and that will rank. Will continue to rank strongly. Might rank even better. But this tells me that you guys are, as far as the SEO goes, ranking for Italian wine. As far as a consumer and a reader, the sort of broad surface wine review industry is just full of players, and you got to pick your niche to really focus in. I know you guys do have the Italian wine niche, but I think you should lean into it even harder on the website here. I mean, in the menu, I don't see anything that even has the word Italian in it. I do see it here, Italian and European wine. You can still produce content about European wine, but I would make your brand really about Italian wine. So bring this forward, right? Bring Italian wine forward. Put a little Italian flag next to opening a bottle. I just random ideas. Okay. So there's that. I mean, your book. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. So if I head over to your book, I mean, this is a something to that creates instant credibility. What I would do is I would bring this mention in Forbes forward to your homepage so that you get instant credibility by that. You know, that your book on Italian wines was mentioned as a top book in Forbes. I would absolutely bring that forward here, because then if I'm a new person landing on the site, I see this, I say, oh, wow, okay, it's a big deal. These guys know what they're doing. Okay, I'll keep checking stuff out. Okay, and I mean, you could even use a little extra room here to have the cover of it here, and then just a bit of a call out for it. Okay, the menu. Let's talk a little bit about your menu. You have everything kind of jammed into one menu. Login, get access, services, buy the book. Main menus are really about the content itself. So what you should do is really have two menus. You have your content menu and you have your housekeeping menu. So your content menu is stories and guides, and maybe some of this content should really come a little higher depending on how important it is. Wine intel and the book. You know, I wouldn't have buy the book. I would just have, the book. To let people's curiosity get there. And then like subscribe and services, you could leave on the main menu. It's pretty important, but you could also flag it on the upper menu. But subscribe typically is a button on the housekeeping menu, and then the my account or login text goes next to the subscribe button. So you have to put these two things next to each other up in the housekeeping menu. So ideally, your main menu really promotes your content, your Italian wine expertise, and then these other login services, get access. If you take on advertising, maybe corporate access, those are sort of housekeeping things. The shopping cart, I guess you can kind of leave that alone. Okay, so that's the menu update. Okay, and let's talk about the last thing, which is really your newsletter. So I don't know what your cadence is for sending your newsletter, and I know you guys are busy, but you should be sending your newsletter at least twice a week. New content, you have your book, you could pull parts of your book as new content. It's not going to hurt book sales. It's just something that, and you can lock it down for paid subscribers if you really wanted to, but that's something to add. Your archive content, that's something that you absolutely need to lean into. Most people do not read your articles. Your site is loaded with evergreen content. So what you should do is every week you can send out an email that's from the archive. Pick 2 articles or just 1 article that you think is interesting and send it out. Now, as far as being busy and sending newsletters, you can automate newsletter sending completely. I think you guys are on MailChimp. You can use the RSS feature to, when you post something new, it'll go out. And then the archives you'll have to manually send out. But it is so worth it, because every newsletter that you send out with content has links in it back to the site. It drives people back to the site, which means more traffic to the site. And then everyone sees the upgrade message that is currently, triggers after one article, I think. The other thing too is newsletters get shared virally. People will send, "Oh, this is a great article," and they'll just forward the email to someone else, and then that person will come in and register for free. I can't tell you how many times paid subscribers have created free registered readers because their friends are just coming in, and then they're seeing your registration. Which brings me to the last thing here. That's List Builder that you guys have now turned on, which should help you build more emails. This has been performing really, really well for our publishers. We've only had it out for about a month, but it's doing great. And then the upgrade messaging that comes in the next, after I register through here and I get to the upgrade message, I send you the copy for that as well. So that's what I got for you guys. I think bottom line is you need to focus on Italian wine, really try to dominate that niche, be the number one player in that niche. That will help you with SEO. It'll just help you with brand positioning. You can get in the mind of the reader as really a leader in the Italian wine space. I'm sure there's plenty to write about and travel to, the book, of course, all that good stuff. Bring your content forward. Make sure that your homepage makes it very clear all the goodness that you guys have in here, have links to it, and then get your newsletter cooking. If you want to talk about automation, let's have a conversation, but you need to be emailing at least twice a week. 3 times would be great. Again, I know time is valuable. Hopefully that helps. And absolutely, if you have questions, let me know.